Good morning, the time is 6:25 a.m. The news headline. Another protest begin in Benin. Tension as suspected Ipob attack burn vehicles. Students of the University of Benin, UNIBEN, on Tuesday blocked the ever-busy Benin-Lagos Expressway by Ubowo in protest against the hike in their school fee by the university management. For hours, vehicle and human movements at Ubowo and Ekenwan Road campuses were paralyzed, such that the commuters had to look for other routes to navigate their ways to their desired destinations. The protesting students, who carried placards bearing inscriptions as Federal Uni, Don't Turn Bowen, UNIBEN no be Bowen, Urgent 20k no be our budget, oppression comes in different forms, we didn't sign for this injustice, played solidarity song with public address system. And the tension as suspected Ipob burns vehicle and some persons alleged to be members of the indigenous people of Biafra. Ipob set ablaze a tricycle and a bus while enforcing the sit-at-home order by the group in commemoration of their invasion of the home of its leader in Kanu in Humaya on September 14, 2021. The tricycle operator, who was attacked in Oka, Anambra State on Tuesday along Oto Eze Avenue, was said to have received machetes on his hands and leg and dispossessed of his tricycle, which was then set ablaze. At the PDP Governors Forum had urged the National Assembly on resumption of it to immediately set up its conference committee to harmonize different versions of the Electoral Act amendment. Now there is, a protest from the University of Benin students, where they blocked the ever-busy Benin-Lagos Expressway by Igbo. This protest was because of the hike in school fees by the university management, whereby they came ahead to navigate all the routes so as to express their desired, intention about the increase in school fees, and they made sure that they paralyzed all the Ubowo and Ekenwan road, as well as the tension as suspected Ipob attack burn vehicles, where people alleged to be members of the indigenous people of Biafra. Ipob has set ablaze a tricycle and a bus, enforcing that there should be, they are enforced that there should be a sit-at-home order in commemoration of their leader, Mazen Kanu, who has been at the DSS facility for quite a while now.
On Monday, at the popular Awusa market at Benin Wari, Amukpe, the town, they said there was a crash that actually resulted to degrees of injuries during the clash. Although, the Awusas in the market, particularly those of Nasarawa origin, were claimed to have rushed to be mobilized and assault the Fulani herdsmen settlement in the bush, angered by a stabbing. They said that a Hausa child from one of the northern states was allegedly stabbed in the bush by a Fulani elder and rushed home with injuries. And on the other hand, the Fulanis went with deadly weapons, resulting in conflict. As a result of this, one Ibrahim Omoru, who is a vendor at the market, told the newsmen that the conflict erupted after a Hausa youth was stabbed by a Fulani man because he was supposedly located near their tent, standing by the tent. And then they were thinking that he's standing by the tent, that he actually wanted to steal something from them, and they didn't ask him why he was there. And as a result of this, it resulted to a fight between these Hausa traders and also the Fulani people. And on the condition of anonymity, one Fulani herdsman blamed the Hausas for the brawl, but provided no other details. And then this has actually been one of the reasons why many of these organizations have said that President Muhammadu Buhari still needs to declare these herdsmen as a bandit and terrorist group. Although the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has actually said that there was no need, because this is just lawlessness and different from terror acts. Lai argued that the herdsmen act of lawlessness should not be mistaken with terrorism act. However, John Nwodo, President General of the Ohanaeze Ndigbo, who was interviewed earlier on the show, argued that labeling Ipob as a terrorist organization was very unfair and imbalanced. Nwodo said that Fulani herders, not Ipob, deserve to be labeled terrorists. We have Fulani herdsmen in Nigeria. That kind of organization that has wrecked farmlands in Nigeria, killed quite a lot of people, raped them, maimed them, and kidnapped a lot for ransom, has not been labeled as a terrorist organization. He added that terrorism tracking organization have put them as the third or fourth worst terrorist organization, and yet Nigeria is still holding back to label them as a terrorist organization. Post-pastoral conflict were the deadliest threat faced in Nigeria since 2016, according to SB Morgan intelligence report on security in the country in 2016. Cattle rustlers and Fulani herdsmen were responsible for 470 and 1,425 deaths, respectively. Cattle rustlers were responsible for 7% of the attack, while Fulani herdsmen were responsible for 29%. Each livestock rustling incident, on the other hand, averaged 39 victims, whilst Fulani herdsmen attacks averaged 30. Farmers and people of assaulted areas were usually the targets and victims of cattle rustlers and Fulani herdsmen. The Middle Belt Movement for Justice and Peace, MBMJP, has then expressed concern that the cycle of killings perpetrated by armed herdsmen militia in Kaduna, Benue, and other states of the Federation is widening because the federal government has failed to label the armed herders as terrorists as well. The Middle Belt Movement for Justice and Peace said that if the federal government wants to end the armed herdsmen instigated crisis in areas of the country, it should stop treating the situation with child gloves and take decisive measures to stop killings by labeling armed herdsmen terrorists right away. Comrade Joe Buka, the MBMJP's convener, spoke out over the weekend in response to a wave of violence and killings in portions of Kaduna State, urging the federal government to handle armed Fulani herdsmen the same way it treats the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob. We are aware that not all Fulani herders are terrorists. Declaring the organization terrorist will have ramifications for people who are no innocent. Fulani herders in the north and other regions of the country may be terrified of moving around among people with cows. Beef prices may also rise as a result of this. The Fulani people, unlike terrorist group, have houses, villages, and even families. However, if they are designated as terrorist organization, the military will be given the authority to enter their residence and apprehend the perpetrators. This may seem like a nice concept, but it has certain drawbacks. And this is the news with analysis that these are the things that may happen if Buhari declare Fulani as terrorists, whereby Lai Mohammed was trying to justify that there is a difference between activities that are criminal rather than terror related, that there is an erroneous and misconception about the lawlessness, which should not be lawlessness by the herdmen, we should not be mistaken with terrorism acts, saying that if they should label these people as terrorist group, then a whole lot of people would actually be having phobia for people that are moving around with cows, and that it will instigate crisis in many areas of the north, and then beef prices, because they are herdsmen, in charge of cows and the likes like that. Beef prices may also rise as a result of this. Time is 11:13 a.m. Good morning. Thanks for listening.